This week at Stellar Scaffolding, the lifts are flying up everywhere and so are the camera girls' new breasts. Our project is on hold due to a head injury leaving a man in hospital, and I'm here with the boys in Reading erecting a heavy duty ramp that I'll be putting to the test myself. My name's Joe, we are Stellar Scaffolding and this is episode 21. The project we're at today isn't actually the one that we're supposed to be at. We're meant to be at a demolition project, start of a new job for us, but we were waiting on some areas being cleared out for us to get started, and a man yesterday cracking on there has had quite a bad face injury, which has meant that he's not been able to finish what he's doing, and it's meant that the area isn't ready for us. So bit of a nightmare. Obviously, hopefully the lad is okay. We had an update yesterday that he was in hospital. I've not heard anything as of yet today, but I will update you on that as this episode progresses. So we are going to be on site in Reading. We're erecting a structural ramp for a client there that I'm actually going to put to the test with my pickup. So we're on the way there now. The boys are going to be at the project as well, and yeah, like I say, we're off. Luckily, we've had another project we're able to pull in last minute, and we can get in and get cracking. We've got the lorry here, my pickup, but the gates are locked. The client has rang and said they're going to be here soon, but as of yet, it is not going to plan, and the day hasn't even begun. So it's a bit of a nightmare. We've got Kieran there, semi-dressed, about to get his kit on. And yeah, we want to get started, but at the minute, the client is holding us up. So hopefully they'll be here soon. We can get in there and we can show you what the crack is. Is it just vehicles like this that are going through?
I mean, you can park all the vehicles, yeah, if you want.
No, but I'm saying on the ramp, sorry, mate.
Every one of those.
This is going on, is it?
Yeah.
Jeez, all right. We're finally into the project, but we've run into our first obstacle. Now, the plan was for this ramp to be able to take a vehicle the size of A and B. However, what they actually need is for us to be able to get a vehicle the size of Exhibit C, which is double the weight. It weighs 5 ton, and obviously where it's going to be moving weight, the load actually increases. Now, we've had a design done for the scaffold for a capacity of up to 3 tons. So what we're now going to need to do is consult our engineer and get an amendment on the structural elements of the scaffold and make sure that it is able and sufficient to take the weight of this monster over here and enable it to get into the building as such. So we need to make a little plan with the boys now. We need to speak to our engineer, consult them, and then once that's all agreed and signed, it's then a case of erecting the scaffold. Now, you're going to be up close and personal with Kieran and Drew today. Obviously, Zid, Dritan are going to be running material to the boys. We're going to show you exactly step by step how this structure is built. 500 scaffolding trees. What height will it be at when we're going up it?
Probably that height.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Minus this. So I can drop this piece.
Yeah.
So it's flush. But it kind of, otherwise the wheels wouldn't get past these. So it needs to kind of be...
Oh, so it needs to be elevated anyway?
A little bit. So, I mean, whether or not this ramp's going to hold, should hold not much weight. But basically, if we had it the same as the other one, we wouldn't get the CP, the one in the front.
Right.
It's wider than the vehicle. The rotor rig will fit through, the CP won't.
So we need to be higher than these?
Yeah.
1125. Alright, cool. We get off 2 first long standards in. Get a couple of 10s over it. Yeah, we'll get that.
See, there's a lot of sole boards here dotted out. We've got our base plates on top, and everything is a lot tighter together than normal, and the reason for that is where this is such a structural scaffold, it's all got to be nice and compact together, and our standard spaces, which are our legs, are going to be really tight together. A little bit of push for time now. We got in here late. The design has changed. Obviously, we have allowed for a 2.7 ton load capacity, and actually what we're putting in place now is double that. So we've got to agree additional costs with the client. We're going to get it built anyway. Consulted the engineer, and we've got to make sure that everything is exactly as it needs to be. And as always, we are now pushed for time to get this done today. So I am going to leave you with the boys cracking on here. But before all of that, we need to do our recap for this week on Stellar Scaffolding. So it is Friday, it is around 1 o'clock and I have not had a single payment in. Yeah, not looking good. I've got people saying they're going to pay. Yeah, just it's mad. I'm in this situation. Mental. I did not think I would be in this situation at all. But it's business, you know, and I'm a massive advocate for keeping on moving and inviting on pressure and dealing with things. So when you're in it and you're going through that, if that's the fight that you think you represent, then that's what you got to back, you know. So at the minute, it is not great. But listen, the business still has to be run. I'm organising for Monday. I'm looking at another job now, a small domestic job that we're starting next weekend. I've been told access is quite poor, so I'm coming to have a look just to see for myself. But yeah, as of yet, there's no money in at all. And that has not been the case for a long time, you know. Certainly not to be able to have money outstanding like this. Obviously, as a growing business, yes, cash flow is going to be tight, 100%, because you're financing more as you're growing. You have to finance the growth until you're paid for it, you know. So that is the game we're in, you know. And anyone growing a business, it will know that is the case. Even if you're making money, if you're outlaying it on growth, then your money's tight, cash flow's tight. But where the double up is and what causes issues is when the cash doesn't come, you know. So it puts you in dangerous, risky territory. So, but I will update you, of course. So yeah, crazy. I mean, on the positive front, the work that's coming in is absolutely mad. I've got loads of work coming in. Yeah, projects galore. Definitely the busiest we've been in a long time. But I just need people to pay. So, top man. Thank you, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Top, mate.
Have a good weekend, John.
And you, mate. Top
Cheers,
man.
mate.
Cheers again, Gav.
Cheers.
Thanks, mate.
Bye.
Bye. So that is one of our clients. We've just had 4 grand in. 4 grand. It's mad. How am I talking to the camera? There's quite a few people that watch these videos now. The channel's growing and everyone knows that I'm chasing for money. That is mad. I listen, anyone who ever wants to talk about what we're doing on this, yeah, come onto a platform like this, build up a platform and talk about the things I'm talking on. Yeah, real life stuff. No pretending, yeah. This is what I'm doing, yeah. Wearing it on my sleeve, my heart on my sleeve, talking the truth about what really goes on, yeah. And if there's any clients watching it and you're thinking, oh God, you can't finance our work, I am owed an awful lot of money, yeah. I'm owed a lot of money, loads of money, lot of money, yeah. But people aren't paying. I've just had 4 grand banked. Lovely. Yeah, that is a big help and step forward. Listen, this is a very profitable business. We are doing very well. But when people don't pay and are owed large sums of money, it causes me issues. You know? We're not a massive company yet. I'm growing. All right? I need to get more lorries on the road ASAP. I've got more men waiting to jump on and start. But when the money doesn't come, it causes issues. Money only lasts for so long. All right? And when you're owed money from last month and you're a growing business and you've been paying for things and you've been going, it causes issues. All right, as of yet, 4 grand is banked. We are moving. This day is not done. There's a lot more to do, but we are heading in the right direction. So I didn't see you waving.
Oh,
I wasn't ignoring you. So where do I need to pull in, Paul?
yeah, you can go back.
Oh, all the way back.
Yeah, you'll see where the tile
That's your lot's fault.
I thought that might give it away.
Ah, okay. Sorry, I was elsewhere. Updating the world about my cash flow issues. But I'm here now with the client, so I need to get off. He was waving his hands behind me on the camera, so yeah, and shouting. I think he thought I was ignoring him. But right, we're here. I've got a job to see anyway, you lot. Alright, sod on. See you in a bit. So, little update. I've just checked the bank. We've had about 35 grand in. So we are looking way better than we should be. We've still got a load overdue, but we're all right. We are good. See what I mean? Stay positive, keep grinding, keep striving, because good things happen to those who work for it. This is our first tower. Obviously, as you can see, the boys have tagged it as well. So that will be the commencement of our 7-day inspection. So every week we'll come back, sign the tag, walk the scaffold. If we're happy it's compliant, we'll then sign the tag. And then off the back of that, we'll then issue a report that if there's any errors or anything worth noting, they will go on that report. So what the boys have also done is shut the access off here. So we've got a ladder. Now we have got ladder guards. Maybe we need to buy some more. I don't actually know. I'll probably need to speak to the boys on that. So typically how a guard would go is they'd just lock onto here, lock onto this groove of the ladder, lock around the bottom, and then it would tie back into itself like a padlock to make sure that no one is able to get up the ladder. But obviously what the boys have put in here is definitely efficient, and it's no way that this board is going to get pulled off and go anywhere. Now here we've got our first boarded access, nice and complete. We've got our trap door here that obviously ensures that if someone's on the lift, no one's going to fall through, so that's nice and secure. Here we've got it all shut off, all boxed in, nice and secure. Got our ladder access going right the way to the top, and obviously our access here for them to change these panes of glass. Now the access is in and looking very, very, very smart. So yeah, the boys have done very well here. It was actually erected in 2 days, really. Obviously we lost a little bit of time on the first day, and then it was a case of just coming back on Friday, and the boys were only here for about 2 hours to finish it. So really this could have been done in about 2 days, which is good going. Now this here is our buttress, and what this is for, this is our tying method. So where everything up here is glass, we can't tie into it, we can't fix into anything there at all. So what that means is to stabilize it, we've got to rake her back in to this lotting buttress here. We got consent from the client structural engineer that this roof is sufficient enough to take the weight of the buttress. We've got our ladder beams running right the way through here, span over this glass lower level roof. We've got our nice boarded access on top of that. Up at the top is our top lift. Lovely little project by the boys, completed well on schedule, and yeah, another nice project wrapped up for a very valued client. So we're on to the next ones for them now. We're looking at a potential monster for them that's starting very, very soon. Hopefully you guys will be seeing on the channel in the not so distant future. Sign off for a very happy client, and we are on to the next ones. We are back at Dangstein House. The boys are cracking on around the corner on the main house. Obviously we've got the tin hat all wrapped up now. The boys have done a nice job on that. It's all tied in, secure, and it is our couple of inspections down. So onto the monster here, the main house. What I'll do, I'll start around this way, I'll walk around the back and show you what the boys have been doing. Now, the issues that we've had with this is the building steps in and out an awful lot, so it's taken time to base it out, get our distances, get our measurements off the wall, just to make sure that all of the lifts are lined and are structurally sound. Now normally it's just a case where it can be a bit slower basing out, but the issues the boys have had on this one is all of the elevations, all of the walls, the exterior walls basically step in and out. So if they were to put a bubble on it, and I don't have one on me now, but you will see that the walls are definitely not straight. Now it's a lovely little project, this one. It's a bit of a monster. I'll go up there in a sec and show you what the crack is up there. But yeah, we've got a few men here today. We've got boys elsewhere cracking on with other projects. But this one here is definitely a bit of a beast. Our loading bay here, there's going to be 2 loading bays on this one. So you've got 1 loading bay there. There's going to be another one a little bit further down. And as you can see, it's a bit of a monster. So this is the front of the building here. We've got Ollie, Sean and Joe up there. Jake's running the material up there. They're using the rope and wheel to get the gear up. Jakey's up there. awful lot of material stood up ready to go. We've got our hacky here, it's going to go on. Got the radio there for the vibes, key part of the day. And over here we've got Jakey, Vladdy and Jay. Vlad stepped in and is now foreman. Vlad's running this project here. And as of yet, it is a success. You can hear the rope and wheel going up there. I'm going to jump up there now and show you what the crack is. And then we've got Jay and Jake deep in the hole, carrying on through here. Yeah, the boys are making good progress here. Got our border lifting most of the way around. We've got this last corner around there. Around the front still to go in, but this is looking pretty tidy. Basically what they've asked us to do is weatherproof, where they're going to be exposing this here. They don't want any rain to get in there, so they've asked us to oversail a structural lift at the top that we're then going to sheet. So the sheets will run this way all the way along, and then we're going to monoflex right the way along the back. We can't odds is obviously the rainwater driving in this way, but we've tried to get the structural lift as low as possible to ensure that we can increase the potential of reducing the amount of rain that can get in. So it's a bit of a monster for one of our current clients that we've done a fair bit of work for now. We've got another one started for them on Monday. But yeah, this is a full wraparound for the rebuild of this absolute monster. Got the boys over here cracking on. Got Sean up there, Ollie and Joe. Carrying on running this structural lifting. Now obviously where it's quite lively, they've had to plan brace all the way through. As you can see, the plan braces are these braces here. And I'll show you the view from the lift as well.
One extra inch or something. What do you want me to do?
We'll get this in, we'll put our stringers down each side, run our ledges underneath here, and then whack our standards in.
Any more of them standards? Through there, yeah?
So you get a level?
Down. Down a touch. Yeah.
Get some ledger in the back there. 10, yeah. That's going to be the rake of the ramp. So I've worked out, measured my standards, 500 centres. Now I'm going to put the foot tie in, and like I say, as we build, our standards are staggered down in size. But so we'll work back from the independent now, just putting all the legs in, the braces. Stay tuned, you'll see. We're going to go back, check the middle. All good? I'll have another 3 13-foot tubes of raking tubes.
just had to nip out, and when I left, it was actually nice and dry. But I've come back with a printed drawing in hand that the boys no longer need, and it is now soaking wet. So I'm back, and I brought the bad weather with me. Now we're going to jump over with Kieran and see what the crack is, see where he's at the minute. Obviously we've got a base out in now, we've got our standards all up the outside, which obviously is what our handrail is going to fix onto. And we're going to go and have a little word with Kieran now and just see what the plan is to get this wrapped up.
So we are at the point of, we've got our raking tubes in now.
Yeah.
The next thing I'm going to put the little stands into the front, little butts, they're 8-inch butts. And then what we do,
They're going to go in here, yeah?
Yeah.
Bing, 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 bing. Yeah.
And then we're coming along here and we'll put our structural ledges underneath.
Structural ledges, which are the tubes that run this way.
Yeah, so that'll be a ledge
That's
up.
a
And
ledge
then
there.
we're going to have another structural ledge up running that way, like an
Yeah.
Aberdeen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then we'll do the same that end.
Yeah.
So 10 foot, and then that'll distinct where our standards go.
Right.
Where the two tubes meet, our standards go. And we'll do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Drew's in there at the back there, beefed that right up. Braced every
Structural.
bay. Yeah, that's more than structural. You
Yeah,
could
she's
land
not
a nook on it.
Or that big old monster over there.
I mean, that'll go up there, I know it will.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
100%. Yeah.
Watching you chat about like owning the business.
Yeah,
I think that's different as well.
Of course,
so the ins and outs, man.
And I'm talking about cash flow. and all these
Yeah, I
sorts
think
of
it's
things.
good, man.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I'll be subscribing, man.
Got a new sub.
yeah,
Good man, I appreciate it.
Of
So what actually is the ramp going to be used for?
Ah,
like?
fair enough. So the ramp's going to be used for, it's a 4.6 ton rotary rig, which is just over there. So we'll climb it in. We've got 3 holes to do inside with a CP rig as well. It's like a cable percussive. And so we'll be drilling to 35 meters down there in about 6-inch holes, and we use it for investigating ground conditions, any like contaminations, but also just structural. So we'll work out per square meter how much weight the ground can hold. So you can see lying around salt chalk.
Yeah, no, we see. Yeah, it's all on our boots.
So we'll drive the vehicles through, and then we'll come set up on this.
So once we're up here onto the slab here.
Yeah, so we pull out a piece of concrete core.
Yeah.
We core it in, and then we'll get started. Yeah, so we'll set up probably as high as this.
Yeah.
This over here,
This
or a bit higher than that.
Yeah.
Probably until the yellow.
Yeah.
Once, because we'll do 6-meter runs,
Right.
and then we start drilling. We'll create a little like viscreen and pump out all the water.
You're
so
testing the ground?
We're testing the ground conditions. So we'll work out, like I said, how much weight the building can, like that they're going to build on. Yeah. How much weight can it be? How deep does piling need to be? How deep does a slab have to be? So we do all that, man. We do roads, everything.
So you're always like first ones in, two projects
First one's
in,
just
really.
we decide that the construction side never sees.
Yeah.
It's like we're there 6 months before all the
That's
first
crazy.
lads come in.
Yeah, testing the ground. So it's basically, so it's like a middle ground of trying to make it as cost effective as possible, but also
safe.
make sure that it's safe.
Safe,
Yeah.
We do,
which is what everyone in construction
Everyone
is doing,
does,
really.
yeah,
isn't it?
exactly.
Yeah. How do you know where to dot them? Or is it just
So
like
a GPR crew comes along.
Right.
We give them coordinates and they come there. So you can see over here, like some marks on the walls. So they CAT scan everything. They GPR clearance. So we miss any services, any utilities. Our rules are we work within half a meter from a service. So we kind of work those out. But there's two sections of concrete slabbing here. So we've had to drill through.
Yeah, that slab is thick.
It is, yeah. Should be done probably, the end of today.
Yeah, cool.
But they'll be long by the time you guys are gone.
Yeah, we'll be out and
Maybe
done.
6 o'clock, I think.
On to the next job. So of the up and coming jobs, mate, what is most exciting? Tower Bridge, Chelsea Square?
I'll be honest,
what for you?
Tower Bridge was the first job we had in, so it tickled my balls a little bit. And then Chelsea Square come in, and I see the drawings of Chelsea Square.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, Chelsea Square sort of took over for me then, because it reminded me of Mud's house, a little bit beams here, nothing touching the floor. And then the drawings,
as well, isn't it?
And then the drawings were revised for Tower Bridge, and it's become pavement gantries, and so it's got a bit more techie.
I feel like Chelsea's got a little bit less techie, maybe.
It has,
and I feel like Tower Bridge probably got more
again, they've had to go back to drawing board with the drawings of Chelsea, and they've had to change it, so it's not as techie as it was. But yeah, Tower Bridge, I just want to get on. I just want to get there.
100%.
Just to start getting up. So
definitely.
I'm looking forward to doing Tower Bridge more than any other one.
Really, at the minute?
Yeah. it sort of took over.
Mate, the location's mad as well.
Yeah. It's a high profile job. It's outside
Yeah.
GKR's office.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like,
I know. I looked at another lump yesterday in Earls Court. It's come through YouTube. Another 6-figure job. In and out, balconies everywhere.
What, on Earls Court?
It's a love.
Oh, I'll be glad to see the last row of standards going, that's for sure. Matty Evans is brilliant at Fulham. I'll never forget that day the council was on the phone.
We're there in Fulham, loading, chaining the gear up on this elevation, and I get a call from the council saying, right, you're being too loud, they're swearing, you need to keep the noise down, blah, 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 blah. I've literally got off the phone to the council, Con just shout up to the scaffolders to be quiet, looked up and Matty's going, I love sausages, sausages love me. I'm like, Matty, that is hilarious. You've just done that at that point, but I've just had a noise complaint. See, in theory, this should take an awful lot more than 5 tonne. Kieran.
Yeah.
So in theory, it's take an awful
Well,
lot
I
more than 5
promise you
tonne.
that. Listen, an engineer will say, yeah, it'll take 5 tonnes, but he's overkilled it anyway.
Yeah.
So it'll probably take 10 tonne. Do you know what I'm saying, in the drawing? I know for a fact, you could drive that lorry up that fully loaded, and it ain't going nowhere.
We're saying lorry test. The big boy.
Solid. There's the load test, done. That likes to kind of packet jammy dodges
Yeah. Everything the boys have got in now is all the foundations. So everything here is structural. That's why it's all double on double, as you'll see. So we've got our structural fittings all the way along. You've got a little standard. And what the boys have had to do, obviously you've seen them cutting them flush with this. And the reason for that is the tubes they're putting on now are the transoms. So the transoms are what the boards will sit on top on now. As you can see, they're going to run all the way along and they're going to start mapping them down one by one. And obviously what we've had to do is where we've had these short tubes here, these butts that are protruding, they have to cut them flush so that they don't stick up through the boards once the trannies are in and we lay the boards on top.
After arriving to the job and speaking to the client, what we've realised is this is designed to take 2.7 load. What the client needs is a load of 5 tonne to be taken instead of 2.7. So what we've had to do is deviate from the drawing, but I haven't deviated from the drawing without speaking to the engineer. So basically what we've done, we put an extra row of legs in there, brought them down to 500 centres, and what we do now as we're completing it, I'll get a picture of this over to the engineer Damien and he'll do the drawing to the scaffold. Basically in the drawing you've got 9 sets of legs. I've basically bought an extra set of leg roll. I'll put the extra set of legs in here. So you've got your four board scaffolding behind the ramp here, and then your ramp coming off of that.
Now, another absolutely lovely project, or obviously they've got it done in very, very good time. We had to make a small investment into a drill to screw down that last board there. As you can see, it's the only thing that wasn't tied down properly, but now it's done and complete. I'm going to jump in the pickup and I'm going to put it to the test. Kieran did want to do it, however, this is my moment, so I'm doing it. Rounds off another very busy week on Stella. We've got an awful lot coming up next week. We've got some serious projects starting. Obviously we had a small drama this week with the project being cancelled due to someone getting injured on a demolition project. I've got no major update yet as of his injuries. However, the last I heard is that he was still in hospital, but they are not severe. I'm going to use this chance to wrap up this week's episode. Thank you to everyone who likes, comments and is subscribed. If you haven't already, please do so, and we'll see you again next week for episode 22.